Now let me say, I can see somebody going this crazy if they're angry, because I tell you, ask Sammy. Sammy saw me going off on Ruben. The guy was fixing the place just like this.
Yeah.
He doing the same thing, calling him up, saying almost the same things that Mel Gibson was saying.
You told him you were going to bury him in a fucking...
Bury a fucking... Yeah, no, I was just like this. You know, Ruben, you just don't give a fuck. You just don't care. That's the problem. Yeah. You don't care about me. You don't care about getting my place done. Yeah. You're just a fucking liar. And I'm sick of it. You're driving me fucking crazy.
No.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Here you go.
Hey, people don't believe it. Hey, Sam.
Like, Corey, you just like that girl. You love that abuse.
Sam looks like he's
I know, you're all right, Sam.
That like you sound like you came back from Iraq.
Look like you look more like you came back from San Quentin.
Hey, Sammy, we were talking about here. Everybody, Sammy. I don't know how else to describe you, but Sammy, the big Puerto Rican, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. There you go. Hey, Sammy. Now, we were talking about the Mel Gibson tape. You've heard it, right?
Yeah.
Now, I told him, I don't condone what he did, don't understand it that much, but I have been in that situation, and you heard me do the exact same thing to Ruben. You remember that?
Yes.
You saw that madness?
Oh, yeah, there's tapes of that somewhere.
Yeah, it's going to be my tape coming out. Ruben, you fucking cunt. Ruben is the guy. People who don't know the story, Ruben is the handyman who's pretty much redecorated the Spill studio. Did a nice job. Look at the floors.
Yeah, the nice floors, yeah.
But Ruben drove me fucking nuts to the point where he kept doing this thing as, like, look, Corey, man, I'll be over tomorrow. My back is hurting. I'll be, man, my truck just went out. Corey, I swear to God, I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah. It's like 5 days later of excuses. And finally that Friday when he said, look, Corey, I swear, I'll be there 1:00.
Yeah.
You got my word on that. And I was like, Ruben, I swear, man, don't lie to me. No, Corey, I'm going to be there. 5 or 6 o'clock came around.
Oh, my God.
You motherfucker, I knew you weren't going to be there. And Sammy saw me call him probably about 6 times in a row.
It's about 6 times in a row, and it was like, Ruben, you didn't want to see me angry, but now you're going to see me angry. And it would get like, calm down and hang up. And then he would just be talking to you normal.
Yeah.
And it's like, and all of a sudden, you were watching TV, and all of a sudden, like, Ruben, I told you, you want to see me angry? Well, now you're going to see me angry. It's like,
back and
just
forth.
over and over and over.
Ruben should be called like this, more like the slow man than a handyman. I don't know if that title suits him.
That fool, boy, he
ain't nothing handy about him.
Shit. Motherfucker, ain't nothing handy about you. You ain't used your hands on my fucking apartment in goddamn 3 weeks, man. God damn it.
You see that garden you made out there? You're gonna be fucking under it, all right? All right, you
I'm gonna bury you with your hands still hanging out from the ground if you keep fucking with me. No, man, that dude drove me nuts, and I have to say I was sounding very close to
okay.
Very out of control, Corey.
Were you scared, Sammy?
Sammy, look how big Sammy is.
Yeah, actually, you're a big guy.
Sammy's looking at me like, motherfucker, I wish you would ever talk to me like that.
He's like, oh, God.
I was afraid he was going to go over to his house. I think you were this close, right?
I did say house? That if I knew where he lived, I would have been over there.
He doesn't live anywhere. He's living at like random people's house who's fixing up. That's how he lives. That's how he manages not to get killed this far along in his business. That's an old guy. He knows how to evade certain people.
I know. That's how he survives. He just comes and just lives in people's houses. He says he's like fixing your house, but he's just living here.
Sleeping there. He's got like 4 hours of sleep.
Leaving.
And he kicked you out of your own house, Corey.
Yeah, I was gone for like a good 2 weeks, and I come back in here, motherfucker just
started.
I come back in here like, you should have seen the shit he did.
Yeah.
I went to my nephew's wedding, and the motherfucker got me good. I mean, because I told him, I said, Ruben, man, because he came over here. The way it started, he came over here to pick up a ladder.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ruben, you know, man, take your ladder. I wish we could work together again, but man, what you did last time, it's time-wise, you just kind of screwed me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, well that's too bad because I'm looking at your floors. I know you want to get the floors done. I know you want to paint it here and everything. And look here, man. I got helpers now, and I can come in here. Listen, go ahead and pay me right now, and go to your nephew's wedding. When you come back, it's gonna be a whole new bedroom in here. I left and came back. Shit was all out in the living room. Just you saw the living room. It was
like a minor saw.
It was a wreck, man.
He had his tools in here.
It's like a bench saw, like right in the middle of the
bench saw in the middle, right by the door. I almost cut my hand on that shit.
Like, where are your helpers at, Ruben?
That was the thing.
The Oompa Loompas. They show up when they want to.
And like he kept saying that the helpers took this down, but we never saw the helpers.
But we never. I even left him a letter saying, I'm very, very upset with the work that you and these mythical helpers came in and did.
Keebler
and he was just like, shit, would have been better if he did. I would have believed that more than he did. I tell you, what he did was, I think he might have had helpers for one day, but he made it sound like I had helpers that were like my guys, like that we're a team.
I can only hope he didn't try to charge you for these helpers that were
he went helpers he got in Home Depot.
Yeah, he went to Home Depot and picked up some guys who were illegal.
Those are the exact people you want in your house.
And I thought that too. I was like, cause I didn't believe he had helpers.
Yeah.
And I came back and he was just like, oh man, my guys, they went to Mexico for their mother died. Now listen to this shit.
What?
Listen to this shit. Their mother died and they had to take off to Mexico, but they're gonna be back tomorrow. I came tomorrow to check up on him, and I was like, Ruben, where your helpers at?
Their father died.
Man, they turned out the father. Can you believe it? No,
the doggy died.
They just said, "Oh man, it was a lot more stuff going on with them. They ain't even coming back."
God,
said, Ruben, why don't you just fucking tell me that they never existed? And he's like, "No, bro, no, man, they did. No, they did."
No. And here they come now. He starts saying, "Oompa loompa, I got another story for you. Corey Coleman, hires this fool. He'll never get any work in it. I've done before too."
What do you get when you hire this guy? Standing in the middle of junk asking why.
You just want to die.
Why did Corey hire him?
He was cheap.
Yeah, that'd be funny. It's like if Ruben was like, "Wait a minute, here they come now." He pulled that little flute.
At least he did the floors right.
Yeah, he actually.
Just to his credit, the floors look.
That's the thing, man. Ruben, you don't pay what you would pay the average person to come in here and do this. I mean, you in money, that is.
Right.
But what you don't pay in money, you pay the rest of it with sanity. I mean, you lose your fucking mind.
Oh yeah.
Because I got a deal on this, but you really have to plan things out in Ruben time.
The potential of you turning into Mel Gibson.
Yeah, and the motherfucker just lies too. My neighbor Amanda. I've seen Ruben do it. He drove his truck up on the grass out here, left tire marks, and Amanda said, "Ruben, I'm just saying that we pay to have the lawn done, that people come out here and landscape, and you are kind of ruining it by putting muddy lawn tire tracks in."
Yeah.
And he looked up at her and just like, "Man, I didn't do that. That was your neighbor downstairs. She was moving stuff in. That wasn't me." And then he just kind of walked off like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then
you crazy?
Yeah, you crazy. You the one that's crazy. I think you drove up here and tried to blame it on me.
Even when we came down
those goddamn helpers, I'm telling you.
The Oompa Loompa. I'm gonna have a talk with them. But you know what? He did hire somebody. I came in one day, hired a guy who looked to be no more than 20 years old, and I looked at him. I said, "Hey, what's up, man?" That dude just grinned at me, smiling. And he don't speak English. Hey, Ruben, who you been bringing up in here, man? God damn.
It's like people 4 days out of prison.
Come in here, it's a big old guy, with tattoos and shit, looks at me. I'm like, "Hey, man," he just looks at me. He just kisses at me.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to rape you. I said, "What?" He said, "Hey, how you doing?"
I said, "I'm going to rape them."
Yeah, he looked at me and said, "Hey, man, how you doing?" "I'm going to rape you." "Well, what did you say?" "Okay." Did you hear what he said? He can't speak English. He didn't say nothing to you.
You, me, rape.
Even when we came here, he was saying, oh, I'm going to be done in just a little bit. All I need to do is clean up here. And then he goes like, but I need to do the grout right now. And he would do the grout. It's like, oh, and I need to go get a piece at Home Depot. I'm going to do that right now. And then he would just go and do something else completely different.
But sometimes he would never come back. He'd say, yeah, I got to go to Home Depot and pick up something. Yeah. And that's like at 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. Motherfucker would not be back. And let's say that's 1 o'clock to 2 afternoon on a Monday. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
He would be back like around 5 o'clock on Wednesday.
Are you sure that motherfucker didn't work there?
Yo, I'm sure.
Working the register.
Because he'd be fired.
He's back in the groceries.
His manager at Home Depot is like, man, you took a long break.
Yeah. A 2-day break. What are you doing?
Where you been?
And that's the other thing that he would do. He would go off and I knew he was doing other jobs. Because he even told me, he's like, man, I got to be finished with this because I got a job coming up on Tuesday. He would just tell me.
Yeah.
Tuesday would come, he wouldn't be here. And I asked him, Ruben, where you been? Oh, man, my truck wasn't working. I was like, you've been doing another fucking job, man. I know what you were doing.
No shit.
Jesus.
Truck wasn't working for Corey.
Yeah, exactly. Doing what you were paid to do.
He was working for the other client.
Jesus. Man, I told him, I was just like, man, you know what, Ruben, if I ever work with you again, and that's a big, huge, fucking stinky if.
Yeah.
You would not get paid anything, not a cent until the job is done.
That's how you know he was guilty, because anybody else would have been like, police, here's the tapes of the crazy man.
Yeah.
Calling me at 2 a.m. menacing me. Right. But he's like, no, yeah, you're right. I didn't do this.
After all that shit, because he saw the 6 that I had done in front of him, but I did a lot more. I was in the double digits. I called him so much that night, just losing my fucking mind on his home phone and his cell phone.
It would be like, Jackie,
he has two phones.
Tell him right now. Tell him I'm gonna go crazy on this motherfucker.
Are you sure any of those phones worked?
It worked when he wanted them to. But the thing is, that's what I was expecting. I was like, I want him to call the fucking police so I can just tell them to get his shit out of my place. So I told him, I did call the police. I said, I'm losing my mind. I did. I said, his stuff is in here. I said, I just want him to come and get it. And I said, I want to know what authority I have to just take the stuff out after what time and drop it off at the Salvation Army if he doesn't come and get it.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, and they pretty much just told me, you fucked, he's got to finish the job. I was like, so I got a squatter now, pretty much.
Wow.
And
wait, they told you that you couldn't really.
Well, his tools were squatting in.
Yeah. They told me, they said, well, you should work that out with him to tell him one more time to finish the job. And before you do anything, it has to be understood by him that you were going to give his stuff away. And even then, we don't even, and I don't think, I think there was a big thing that was like, even then that would be illegal if I did that. So,
really?
So but I told him, I'll call the police. What I told him, I was like, I'll call the police. And I was like, Mel Gibson, and they told me to take your stuff to the Salvation Army. I'm going to take their shit and people are going to take it from you. If you want your shit, you go over there and get it back from them.
I own you now.
With it smiling.
Yeah. And I did all kind of shit. The next day, he called back and he's like, say, look, man, I know you're a little upset.
a little upset? Wow.
Exactly. That's how you know he was guilty.
That guy just not, he's not threatened or anything.
He reminds me of Raymond, unflappable, man. No matter what you say to him, he's just going to smile.
You managed to find these people.
Raymond, Raymond.
Raymond, old Raymond,
That makes perfect sense to me because, Raymond, it's like when you found him, looking at porn and he was trying to deny it.
You found him with a hooker.
Yeah,
you found him with a hooker.
Prostitute that was in the place.
Hooker.
And he was just grinning. I was
That's
like,
even more. It's like,
Raymond,
what's the big deal? Hey, I'm just having a good time.
Like, Raymond, is that a prostitute? Yeah, that was.
Hey, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
It's fun. Hey, you want some?
Hey, there's somebody out there calling her, telling her that she needs to fucking be
sassy.
outside.
Yeah, her pimp, her female pimp was outside.
Oh, he's all right. Don't worry about it.
Asking me what I'm doing in my place. You're not supposed to be in there. I fucking live here, bitch. How dare you?
Somebody's telling you you shouldn't be in there.
But fucking boy, Whoopi Goldberg. Man,
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, you were like, back to Whoopi. Whoopi Goldberg is the one that was defending him, saying, I'll read the story here.
Yeah, she was on The View.
On The View. Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg is speaking out in defense of Mel Gibson in the alleged recordings of the rants that have been posted online. The actress and talk show co-host said that she knows Gibson personally and that she does not think that he's a racist. And here's where they quoted her. I don't like what he did here, but I do know Mel, and I know he's not a racist, Goldberg said on The View. on Monday. He may be a bonehead. That's a bonehead. That's putting it like he may be a bonehead. A bonehead is when like your little kid spilled juice on the carpet. Hey, you bonehead! What are you doing?
It's when you pee on the floor by accident.
Yeah, exactly.
Being a kid.
I can't sit and say that he's a racist, having spent time with him in my house with my kids. Maybe he likes black women. I don't know.
Hey, I don't know.
On Tuesday's show, she also questioned why Gibson's ex-girlfriend, Oksana Grigorieva, I guess I know I fucked that name up, but would release the tapes on the internet. Okay, now let me see if I got this right, because I did want to address that, because a lot of people are saying, well, she's just a gold-digging bitch because she released these tapes to frame him. Number one, I don't think that she's the one that released them to the internet. She gave them to her lawyer, I think, and of course these things are going to leak out. Right, they just are. Maybe I'm wrong, but
it's on tape. It's made to be leaked.
Yeah, it's going to be. Please. I mean, we knew the moment we heard like alleged tapes, like they exist. They coming
regardless.
Out.
I mean, even when that they're out, they're turning the public against them. So,
yeah.
You know.
And the other thing is, I would say that I think she said this herself, or somebody reported her that she recorded these so that they would stand up in court because it's Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
I understand. If Mel Gibson comes out and says, I didn't do anything to her, and you have no proof, the public is going to side with that, and the court is probably going to side with that. I mean, look at the shit with OJ, man.
Yeah, it's very true.
With OJ fucking murdered, and hey.
Yeah, too bad nobody was videotaping that.
Yeah, exactly. There's no proof of that. Motherfucker got off. Let's just face it, man. The public is pro celebrity unless you have real concrete proof. So maybe she was hoping to get something out of this. I don't know, but she's been hit. She's been abused. There was no evidence of his behavior except for her to record these threatening conversations. And look, judging by the way that conversation went. Yeah. I'm scared of that motherfucker. He ain't even around.
I'm also curious, like, what other conversations they had, before she decided to record this shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, I mean, but hey, you know what? It's still, after hearing those recordings, no, I mean, he's still fucked regardless.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't even matter at this point.
It's crazy.
Who put him out? Who put him out first or what? I mean, the evidence is there. We've heard it. He's fucking.
I'm sorry. He's batshit crazy. Yeah. I mean, first of all, the things against this girl. I mean, the words he just used against her. I mean, even if I've never had a breakup that bad where I'm just kind of like, get the fuck out of here. No. I don't know. I've never said something racial to someone on that the way he's done it where. There was no reason to even bring up anything racial at the moment.
No, not at all.
Are you a Jew? I just got pulled over by a guy. I don't even know if he's Jewish. You're raped by a pack of niggas. While I'm arguing with my girlfriend. It's like, why you got to make that analogy?
Unless he just thought that was just so very threatening. That's a threat. It's like burying somebody in the ground. It's like getting raped by a pack of black people.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's scared himself.
Close to death.
Maybe he called Whoopi Goldberg too and just told her, look, you fucking bitch, you black cunt. You fucking keep that mouth of yours shut unless you go on the View and say nice things about me. You understand?
Remember, I brought you to my house.
He's not a racist.
I cooked some chicken for you.
Because you people like that. I brought you fried chicken. I brought you chitlins.
I put my heart into that recipe.
I brought you that black African food that you people like.
I put 11 herbs and spices. No, hey, I did the best for you. I pulled my heart out for you.
I drove all the way to Texas and got you Church's fried chicken because that's what black people really like. You don't turn against me. I'll see you and your black ass children dead.
I got you that show. Like, what are you talking about?
You're on the View because of me. No, I'm not. I am. Okay, you are.
I own you.
I gave you a role in the last Mad Max movie. I was like, wait a minute, that's Tina Turner.
Yeah, it was you.
No, it was you. I swear to God. No, that's Tina Turner, Mel.
Whatever. You shut up. Yeah. Mel, Whoopi Goldberg's up so nervous. She gets on the next day. I don't think he's a racist.
He's a great guy.
He's been in my house.
Yeah,
he's with my kids. He's with my kids right now.
Yeah, it sends his ass. She just saw a tweet with his face on it, looking mad. Yeah, you better say that.
She did, all the tweet is his crazy eyes.
His eyes looking at.
He probably had her kids right then and there, like in her house. Like, I'm gonna cut their throats if you don't say this.
Your black mother better say nice things about me.
He doesn't. At this point, he doesn't even have to say anything anymore. He just has to have that crazy look on his face. He'll send you a text with a crazy picture of him, and you're like, oh shit, he's really mad now.
What did you say?
That movie, The Itch of Darkness, it wasn't a movie, it was a documentary.
Yeah, pretty much, with that fool running around.
Oh,
man,
God.
I'll tell you something though. In Whoopi Goldberg's defense, I'm not jumping on her. You you betrayed black people. Not nothing like that. It's probably really hard. If you do know Mel Gibson, she's probably one of the few people who has had some good experiences with Mel Gibson. I'm not saying Mel Gibson.
The good side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, seen the good side of him and probably wants to
the Mr. Hyde side.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, hey, look, I'm not friends with Mel Gibson.
I don't know.
I don't know him. And like I said, I've never seen anybody kind of go this far unless they were just a little bit off, talking to somebody. Unless they hired Ruben. So I don't know.
That's it.
Maybe you hired Ruben. It'll all be explained.
I'm just saying it's really hard. It's hard, and like I said, I don't know Mel Gibson. It's really hard. But as somebody who was a big fan of Mel Gibson, as somebody who has seen these and not only just racial things, but I think there's been some homophobic things that have come out that he's done,
especially around Braveheart. I think that's when all that came.
Oh yeah, because he put the scene in there.
You think about that scene too. Yeah, but after that, people were talking about his homophobia and it's just one about it. Yeah, it's one pattern of behavior after another that just makes it really hard for somebody like me to excuse him. And like I said, I feel really kind of, and I'm not gonna say hurt like I know him personally, like I'm crying and shit, but as a fan, I feel like wow, I feel really betrayed.
Right here.
No, I get it because I was even telling myself today, I was like, you know what? Hey, fuck you, Mel Gibson. You're not gonna fucking take away my love of fucking Road Warrior because you're a fucking moron. I'm like, I'm sorry, it sounds weird saying that, but no, fuck you.
It's like Michael Jackson. He raped me.
Stop going out of your way to make me fucking hate those films because it's not going to happen, all right? I fucking love those films.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm taking you out of the equation. I mean, that maybe I can only hope that you were a sane, logical thinking person back when you made those, and just something like after those films happened to you, something tragic that I will never know about that made you just lose your fucking mind. But you're crazy now, and the thing is now, you're if these pictures come out, you're fucking doing violence to women. I mean, you're beating up your girlfriend who has a fucking baby. I can't excuse that, and you're fucking nuts, and you need to be put in this fucking straitjacket and just kind of locked away. I'm sorry.
It's like Michael Jackson. He raped kids, but he made beautiful music.
And there's no proof of that.
Whoopi Goldberg's like, Michael didn't rape kids. I know him personally.
Yeah, man, it's
my kids sleep with him.
Fuck OJ, fuck Roman Polanski, and fuck Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
man. It's really hard for me to excuse celebrities who.
No, I don't. And why
the
should
whole
you?
Roman Polanski thing, though, that's a little different.
The thing is
I mean, he raped her, but at this point, to try to get him at this point, this many years later,
I'm still saying, hey, he ran.
The person who he did it to is like, leave him alone.
That's you, man. It's hard for me to say he shouldn't serve sometime. I mean, have you read the report of what he did to that girl?
Yeah.
Because I think he should spend some time. I mean, if he had served his time and years later, and even the girl said, "Hey, look, just leave him alone. The guy did what he's supposed to do. He served his time, whatever." I might be like, "All right, that's okay." But he ran and made a mockery out of our justice system, and and I was just like, man, you need to spend at least a year.
He should, I mean, there should be some kind of consequence, despite what that girl did. What he did was illegal, and he did it in this country, I believe. So I mean, it was
a photo shoot.
You can't, just because he's a celebrity and because she said it's okay, it still doesn't make it right. But maybe he should spend a fucking year in jail for all I care. But the thing is, honestly, it's nothing that's impacting me. I mean, I'm not up fucking thinking about that shit.
I just think that they have kind of let it out too long. Didn't pursue it for the longest time.
It's
the guy was in
no.
France.
It's a mockery. It's a mockery of the justice system.
How come is the news so high news like all of a sudden in the last few years, but there's this gap of years where nothing really happened.
Yeah. But the thing is, I mean, honestly, if he was continuing that trend of fucking girls and that young of an age, then that guy needs to be fucking locked away. But I mean, there's no proof that ever happened, so why think about it? Yeah.
Well, he doesn't show any remorse. He talks about how it is natural for men to extremely young women. And and that is the thing. I think it is
from his
very,
point of
very
view,
young.
his fucked up point of view. He's not speaking for me. I'm a robot, but I still don't. Yeah, sorry, you got to be 18 and older.
I don't condone the activity. It's just at some point, they just drop the ball and And all of a sudden, when I pick it up again, it's a little weird.
It's a little strange. But hey, you know what? Like that's just my personal opinion. I'm not a big fan of Roman Polanski. Never have been since I read the report of what he did. I mean, it was, if it's like it says it is, pretty fucking disgusting. So,
but he makes beautiful movies.
But he's a genius. I tell you, this Hulk thing, we've gone a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will weigh on the Hulk thing. Edward Norton.
Yeah.
See what you laughing about? They should get your big ass to be in the Hulk. I mean, the Puerto Rican Hulk.
Damn.
Puerto Rican Hulk.
Sam, you're not interested?
It's an intriguing idea.
Now look, I'm looking right here. I'm digging up. I'm getting deep in. Getting the scoop. Now we got Edward Norton. Everybody's talking about how Edward Norton.
Look at him, all nice.
I know. Look at just a nice guy.
Hey,
just like,
put up that nice picture. Hey, I just wanted to make some movies.
He's kind of looking like, hey, what happened?
No big deal. I was hoping that Marvel hang out with my friend Robert. You know.
What did he do?
Well, here's a story. It just came out that they officially are not going to use Edward Norton for the Hulk. I mean, for the Avengers movie, where he was Bruce Banner in the last Hulk film,
The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, and that film was part of this new series of films that's going to be
for the Avengers eventually,
leading up to the Avengers.
Well, it was a reboot as well. I mean,
and it was a reboot as well. It was a sneaky sequel / reboot. They really wanted to like kind of ride off the first film that no one liked.
No,
and so with this one, they didn't give like any kind of origin story or anything. They just kind of picked it up like, oh, we already know what's going on with the Hulk. So
even though they showed it in the opening credits, I mean, they showed his whole transformation, which wasn't Eric Bana in that seat. But
so did they see Ed Norton angry?
He's probably mad as hell right now about not being in this movie.
He's keeping his cool, which is smart, and he ain't pulling a Mel Gibson calling up Marvel. You fucking bitch! You motherfuckers! There's only one Hulk, and it's me, motherfucker! You heartless fucking Marvel company, you Mickey Mouse loving son of a bitch!
Well, now, this decision here, a lot of people don't understand because Marvel has come out and said that I don't know if I have it here, but just let me see. Okay, here it is. In a statement from Marvel, they say that we have made the decision to not bring Ed Norton back to portray the title role of Bruce Banner in the Avengers. Our decision is definitely not one based on monetary factors, but instead rooted in the need for an actor who embodies the creativity and collaborative spirit of our other talented cast members, which pretty much says like,
oh yeah, he's being a bitch.
It's not a team player.
Yeah, exactly. Like nobody, like we don't want to fuck with Edward Norton.
Yeah.
You know, like he's been a problem.
Yeah, he was a problem. Yeah, that statement definitely paints him as a problem, and it's just going. Yeah, we want somebody who wants to work with the team and wants to be collaborative with the people around.
They make him seem like
they make him seem like he's a fucking dick. I mean,
like he's the guy who comes out like everybody's hanging out. You know, you got Iron Man hanging out over there with Thor and Scarlett Johansson and all this kind of shit, and he's the one that's on the side talking about where my fucking red M&Ms at, and everybody else is kind of like, hey man, why don't you be cool? We're just trying to make the Avengers.
That fucking Thor hammer was in my shot, all right? God damn it! I'm the fucking Hulk. I should be ripping up shit, and I'm hanging out with fucking Captain America. Fuck that fruit.
Fuck him.
Hulk don't play that.
Yeah, Chris Pine. Who knows anything about it? Who fucking Chris Pine? I'm a Hulk. God damn it.
That statement. I mean, that is.
It didn't make it seem like everybody else is kind of like, whoa, we can't work with this guy.
It's a defamation of his character, I think.
It is. It kind of makes him look bad. Look, and I don't know. Maybe Edward Norton was acting bitchy. I was not there, but Edward Norton sends this reply, this retort out on Facebook saying,
"Allow me to retort."
Yeah, it says on Monday, Norton himself said, "What the fuck?" No, he said, "Who has won?"
Shit.
He has won 2 Oscars and played the Hulk in the 2008 remake. Took to his Facebook page to attempt to smooth the nastiness and thank his fans for having his back during this mess, because a lot of people have turned against Marvel. They're like,
"Oh yeah,
hey man, you know what? Part of the reason why you're doing this whole thing is to like keep these characters consistent, so that it leads up to this one movie,
and not pull a fucking Terrence Howard and
and they pulled up a Terrence Howard and did that. But okay, we were like, all right, you know what? Now, Terrence Howard was a side character, a supporting character. Maybe Terrence Howard was an asshole. We heard he's kind of crazy. All right, we'll let that slide. And now this whole thing with Edward Norton, like now people are like, oh Jesus, man, come on,
right?
You know,
and the other thing too is that if you remember at the end of the Incredible Hulk, Robert Downey Jr. makes a cameo. basically. So it ties into that movie automatically, and people have just they liked. Shockingly, they liked Edward Norton as the Hulk. I mean, I know that movie didn't do like gangbusters at the theater, but at the same time, though, now these fans are committed to him being Eric Bana.
That's the thing.
Yeah, not Eric Bana, but
sue the
Bruce
Avengers
Banner.
for defamation.
I don't know. You could always say it's like the comic books where different artists drew them differently. I'm gonna use a darker shade of brown on Warhammer
Make his
or whatever.
hair a little darker.
Yeah, give him a little bit more of an afro.
Give him a mole.
Yeah. A War Machine, whatever his name is.
War Machine.
Yeah, I'm gonna make War Machine. What's his name? Rhodey Rhodes, Colonel Rhodey Rhodes, whatever. Yeah. I'm gonna get a darker color brown and make him. I'm gonna make his ass real black. In this issue,
where's my Wesley Snipes darker tone?
Where's my crayon that does say Wesley Snipes on the side? Where's my marker? The Wesley Snipes marker. But it'd be fun if they cast Wesley Snipes as the new Hulk. Might as well at this point.
That will not be funny.
As the new Bruce Banner.
Yeah, that would be now fail.
Now Terrence Howard is the new Bruce Banner. But in the Marvel's defense, I think there was at the time some news that came out where they said, well, Ed Norton was actually asking for a lot of changes. We didn't use those changes because it was kind of taken away from the film, and really we don't want to repeat what happened with Ang Lee. And he was kind of difficult and upset over those scenes not being included in the film. So maybe, because fans are going to complain no matter what, maybe there's some business decision that really is being made that they don't want to use him. Maybe he was difficult to work with. I don't know.
I don't know. The thing is that I heard I read actually. Fungus Monkey wrote something where he said that.
Of course he did.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he always
that fungus.
Yeah, giving out the whole story, the inside scoop. But
I was hanging with Bruce Banner the other day.
And I'm like, really? Is this?
I actually do turn into the Hulk sometimes, and I tell you.
Yeah, throw me some links. I need to read this somewhere else. But he said that he apparently, because I read this, he wrote the script for Incredible Hulk, and I think Zach Penn came in later to do some script changes, and I think they didn't let Edward Norton really get involved with it after he wrote it, which made him upset because it was his script and they were taking out certain aspects that he.
So Ed Norton wrote it.
Yeah. I mean, well, I didn't. Now this is what I read. This is what Fungus Monkey wrote in a comment. But I mean, I do know he did take part in writing the script, though.
Yeah, I thought he like co-wrote it. I don't think he wrote the whole script.
Well, I mean, these days you can't really put your finger on who wrote anything.
Who wrote anything? That's what I'm saying.
Because they'll take scripts from other people and they'll have a bunch of guys who will write it. Like they'll be like ghostwriters, and they'll still give the person credit who came up with the actual story.
Yeah, with the main line.
So yeah, these days you can't fucking tell. But yeah, I know he actually had some part in the creative process. And after they did some changes that he wasn't too crazy about, because he was like, well, I want to keep the spirit of this character, my character, and they weren't doing that. He was upset about that, and he kind of, I think he made it vocal. So I'm sure that kind of made Marvel upset. But at the same time, the guy, after all that craziness was going on, he was out there promoting the film. He was on Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, I remember.
And the movie was good.
That Jimmy Kimmel skit where with the Mexican guy turning into the Hulk. He's like, I'm you. He's like, I'm full of anger.
Full of anger.
Yeah, I'm full of angry.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what Edward Norton was doing when he was writing that. Yeah, I'm full of angry.
When you read about that shit today, hey, I'm full of angry.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you though. He did a retort here, and he was nice about it. He said, "I'm so appreciative of the outpouring of support from fans of the Hulk and the Avengers that I feel it would be rude not to respond." His statement began. So here goes. It seems it won't work out for me to continue playing Bruce Banner for Marvel in the Avengers. I sincerely hoped it could happen and be great for everyone, but it hasn't turned out as well as we hoped. I know this is disappointing to many people, and that makes me sad, but I'm very sincerely grateful to Marvel for extending the offer, and even more so for giving me the chance to be a part of the Hulk's long and excellent history. He probably he probably was an asshole on the set and just kind of like, fuck these motherfuckers. You know what? I'm gonna teach them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real nice now.
And look for me in Blades of Grass too, still smoking.
I'll beat them with kindness.
Yeah, kill them with kindness. They think I'm crazy. I'll show them crazy.
Yeah.
Dear fans,
Yeah.
I appreciate the support.
I love being a part of the Marvel universe.
Where there's some Ed Norton tapes.
Yeah, somewhere
It's like-
Ed Norton's tapes will come out.
You made me angry. I own you.
You know, I do like his first sentence. I don't know if you read it, but where he talked about, normally I don't like talking about these things because I don't want to ruin the magic of movie making, which actually I appreciate. He's one of those, like, 'cause, before he was one of those actors that you never really heard him do interviews or talk about what he was doing because, you know, like very much like De Niro and a lot of actors that like Christian Bale usually, where they don't go out and get overexposed because they still want you to believe in their characters, which I appreciate. I'm glad he did that. But yeah, this whole Hulk thing, I think this is like the first case where I've ever heard him be so vocal about something he was involved in. Because obviously, I mean, I've heard him say before that he was a big fan of The Incredible Hulk. He was like really dying, and you know, he was just dying to do this movie when the whole process was coming about. And it sucks that someone, if he's really being honest as far as being dedicated to the character, it sucks that this is happening to him. And it sucks for the fans too. And I'm not shocked at all that the fans are, you know, this backlash that the fans are doing right now because of Marvel. Because I see it all over our pages. I see it all over comment pages on other websites where people are really like, you know, going, "Hey, fuck you, Marvel. You know, what the fuck is your problem now?" Yeah,
and see, I don't want to go that far. I will say that because I really don't know what happened. I think a lot of people probably don't. I will say this. It did seem kind of weird that they would come out and say that he is not going to be a good fit for these people. I don't even know, because I don't think he's had a chance to even work with all these people.
And that's the thing.
They act like they're making the Avengers right now.
They're presuming a lot, and that's in his defense, Edward Norton's defense. I would be pissed off because it's like, you know, I know he had meetings with the director. Josh Whedon, yeah, he had you know, talks with him. I don't know how those talks went. They had some good ideas, but you know, I mean, that's a statement like that coming out, especially if it's true that the whole issue where they were having meetings back and forth with Marvel, where Edward Norton thought everything seemed like it was on a positive tip. And that he seemed like, I thought the negotiations that we were having were going really good, and for Marvel to kind of fucking lowball him like this. I don't blame him for being upset. He's doing really cool with keeping his cool about it.
So far.
Because, so far, yeah. But it's just another case where a studio, which I've never known a studio to honestly put out a statement like that against any actor involved with even a high-profile project like this, because that's what this is. I don't understand why Marvel would even do something like that, honestly, besides just to go, hey, fuck you. And, you know, we maybe they figured maybe this guy will do something. Maybe he'll make a comment that will turn people against Marvel. But, you know, doing that doesn't help, you know.
I see, that's the thing. I really don't know. I don't know what happened with them. I don't know. I even think I heard one time that Ed Norton didn't want to play the Hulk. And he didn't want to be in the next Hulk movie. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I would love to come out and be like, Marvel, you motherfuckers, you know. But I don't know what was going on between all these different reports that have been coming out. What I want to do is I want to move forward, you know, and I would like to. I'm gonna have a call with Marvel tomorrow. You know, and tell them, see if I can smooth this out.
We should urge Ed Norton to speak in this forum.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna get Ed Norton on a conference call and talk to Marvel, because what I would like to see, seriously, is I hope that these kind of comments are gonna maybe make Marvel, and I'm hoping big here, but I really hope that Marvel would say, all right, the fans really want this. Let's try to renegotiate with Ed Norton, because Josh Whedon apparently likes him. If the stories are true, the fans, me being one of them, I don't want to see another disruption in the continuing characters if they're leading up to one big movie. I want to see the character that you have presented to me that you say you're going to bring together in this Avengers movie. If that's the case, I want it to be Ed Norton, and I want it to be that same Hulk that I saw in the movie.
Because you know what? It's going to be a big distraction. As much as I thought, like, you know, having Terrence Howard, maybe I won't give a shit. It still kind of bothered me. Like, watching that movie, watching Iron Man 2, I'm just like, you know, Terrence Howard would be acting behind a fucking helmet anyway. So what's the big deal? Why did they really need to replace this guy? Honestly,
so what ended up happening with Terrence Howard in the end?
Oh, that's a whole nother story. Yeah, that is another story. But no, I mean, yeah, I can only hope with. You know, this whole story is on a lot of websites right now, and hopefully, if Marvel really does give a shit about, you know, their products and what they put out there and how they represent themselves, you know, this is getting a lot of negative feedback from the fans and I think just moviegoers in general, because you're cheating everyone out of what they saw, you know, and I feel the same way.
I just want them to.
They need to be wise and do the smart thing and just go, look, hey, we fucked up. You know, you guys want Edward? He's back. That gives them more incentive to have a bigger fucking box office, because people are going to go flocking to see. If they don't do that, I think it's going to hurt that. I think it's going to hurt the Avengers, because I don't
think it is. I don't think.
I honestly, I think it's already hurting the Avengers right now. I'm already seeing. I mean, I've been reading a lot of these comics because I'm interested in what people are saying. If I was at studio, I'd be fucking reading every comic right now. And a lot of people are already saying, you know what, this movie's going to end up being shit now, because they can't even. It's like who does Marvel think they are now as far as replacing their actors? Like, I hated it when they did it with Terrence Howard, and now I just don't want to see anybody else playing Bruce Banner. Well, and of course, right now with the rumors of Joaquin Phoenix being considered,
who is he going to be? The Hulk himself? That fool's another crazy one.
There's rumors going around right now.
He get a rehab already?
Joaquin Phoenix, being considered, which I hope that's rumor, because I'm like, isn't he fucking too busy being fucking crazy right now, being a mountain man, like fucking making appearances on the Letterman show? Maybe all this was
rehearsal for the Hulk. I tell you something. I mean, I right now there's a backlash, and I'm not saying this because I don't know how this movie's going to end up, but there's so much stock in fans wanting to see this movie. They have enough time now where people, today is a big deal. By the time the movie comes out, they're gonna forget. I'm telling you this. That movie's gonna make tons of money no matter what. Even if it's like, it's gonna make tons of money for the first couple of weeks out of curiosity, if nothing else. Yeah. I mean, people were saying I don't know. People were more like against Terrence. I mean, they were there. I think again they were more against Terrence Howard, and so they didn't mind it. And then plus they had a name at the time saying, okay, we got Don Cheadle who's going to replace him. So everybody was like, okay, Don Cheadle, that's cool. Once the movie came out, no one gave a shit. I think
because nobody gave a shit about that movie. It wasn't that good. So it's like, who cares? You know.
I don't know. I mean, for $300 million, I think a lot of people probably gave a shit about that movie. But
a lot of nerds out there. But we were just talking about this earlier. I mean, really, have we really remembered it all that much? I mean, has it really stuck with us?
We haven't, but they made the money and they surpassed that budget.
Yeah, that's fine. They make their money, but you know what? It's not like I said. It's Iron Man 2. I'm not really dying to buy it as soon as it comes out on DVD.
Probably not.
And I'm sure they don't want to hear people saying that after the Avengers movies comes out, when it's like, it's okay, but, whatever.
I mean, again, I see what you're saying, because, I agree with you probably more on my Iron Man 2 than anybody, but I'm just saying, we have to take our feelings out of it and be like,
no, that's true.
Okay, business being what it is, fans are fickle, they're going to forget, they're going to, people will talk shit now. The same people, like when you put something up, for example, I was just thinking about this. Because I have to do marketing for this. Yes, people were starting to get into we're revisiting merchandising again.
Sellouts.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to figure out now for the company that we want to work with to do our merchandising. We have to probably experiment with some designs, about 2 or 3 designs.
Okay.
And then we just have to see how people respond to the designs. Because I'm not going to ask people if they'll buy it. Because see, people will sit up there and it's like, man, that's cool. I'm going to buy 10 of those. And then when time comes around, nobody buys that shit. So, fans are fickle. They'll talk shit. And when it comes down to actually putting your money where your mouth is, they'll either forget all the shit they were talking about, something they were upset about, and do what makes them feel good, or they're not going to do what they say.
It shouldn't matter what fans say, though. It should matter is that you put out a quality product, that you have confidence in your product, and that should be it. With this Hulk film, it's like, obviously Edward Norton, they didn't consider him to be any kind of big influence as far as the box office of that film. So it's like, we'll just find somebody else. And it makes it seem like, okay, well, they obviously just kind of don't care. They're just going to stick somebody else in there because they know the fans are fickle. They know their fans are stupid.
And to an extent, you're right. They do know, like, hey, Marvel's sitting back. I would say, look, if you care about the fans, and sometimes believe it or not, Hollywood listens. Mm-hmm. If you care about your fans, try to renegotiate this if you can. Yeah. If you can't, then if that's just how business is, then that's okay.
Yeah. But you know what? Yeah. Ultimately, it's not up to Edward Norton if the Avengers are going to be good. It's up to Captain America, the Captain America movie, and the Thor movie, which we forget. Yeah. Those movies have not come out yet.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see.
That is true.
A lot of people want to forget, but I don't forget.
Clever co-host. Clever. Yeah, it's funny, man. You know, probably Edward Norton wrote this nice Facebook, but he's probably at home like holding that article. Bitch!
Right. I'm sure he'll be fine once the Avengers comes out and it ends up being like Batman and Robin. He's like,
yeah. I dodged a Hulk-sized bullet.
I know. I read that script. That script was awful.
Or maybe maybe Ed Norton's just at home screaming, rock! Yeah! Rock!
Rock! Rock and rolling! Don't laugh at that. That's a good song.
You laughing at our song music?
Yeah, it's all music. My music up in this bitch. Rock and roll. Yeah.
You know that's the jam, man.
Singing that tonight in your sleep, Sammy.
I probably will.
I'm gonna hear him in his sleep. Rock. It'd be funny if you rock. It'd be funny if he screamed out, rock. Because you know we share the same bed. So
yeah.
We're like the Three Stooges. We just sleep in the same bed. No homo. This is the guy that calls in the call-in show. That's his catchphrase. Every time he hangs up, like, well, I'll see you later, Terrence. All right, goodbye. No homo. You got to say that so many times. I'm beginning to wonder.
Making that
catchphrase work. That old bitch thing I got from when I was just thinking about this kid the other day. When I remember when I was a little boy, me and my friend, we found these kittens, and we walked around the neighborhood trying to see if we could get people to adopt these kittens. We were like, hey, because we couldn't keep them. We were trying to get people to take them. And we went to this one house, and it was this little boy, and we're like, so we got 2 kittens. Do you think you can have them? And he's like, oh, kittens. Let me go ask my papa. Hold on. I'll be back. And he's like, come on in.
Yeah.
And he went in the back, and you could hear, Papa, kittens. And you just heard back there.
Oh, shit.
And 5 minutes later, that kid came in the living room. He's like, my papa said I can't have him. Bitch!
Oh,
screaming at his grandfather.
Are you serious? That's awesome.
And you can hear his grandfather from the back room screaming at us, me and my friend. You get them things out of this house.
You sure that was Mel Gibson?
I can only think like this kid was calling his grandfather a bitch because his grandfather couldn't get up and come and chase his ass.
Black people and their cats.
Yeah.
Oh,
he probably was going. That poor old man. That little boy was probably going to torture his grandfather. Tell me I can't have kittens with your grandfather.
He ended up killing his grandfather on Father's Day.
Yeah,
with cats.
Hook up his ass to get some jumper cables and a car battery. No, you can have kittens. You should have thought about that earlier, Grandpa. Yeah. They gone now. No,
time for your sponge bath. Sponges attached to the battery.
Bitch. That's the grandfather yelling at bitch. Oh, man. So, hey, time to fuck some thoughts, man.
Yes, let's do it.
Fuck y'all's thoughts.
Let's fuck them.
The email section of Let's Do This.
Yes.
Man, look, we got a email right up here at the top from somebody I've never heard of before. How's it a plethora? A cornucopia of emails. Got this guy here, Chocolate Thunder.
Oh, shit.
Thunder.
Nice name, boy. Chocolate Thunder.
That's a chick, too. Look at it.
Oh, yeah?
And she's real nice about it too. See, I want the chicks to get nasty with this. Fuck my thoughts until I can't take it anymore, Daddy.
Don't say that, Daddy. What the hell?
I'm Daddy.
You getting too dirty,
Father.
Fuck me, Papa. No.
Papa.
Hey, what the fuck?
Papa, can I have 2 kittens and fuck the shit out of me and my thoughts?
No.
No. Get them thoughts out of my house. He's just crazy. All right. Says, oh, man, I thought this was somebody new. They say already, second time sending a question. Please pop my thoughts, Cherry.
Oh, I guess there you go. Never mind. We spoke too soon. Getting dirty.
I recently, she rolling dirty.
Yeah, rolling dirty.
She's black and nerdy. All right, she says, I recently learned that The Sound of Music and West Side Story were directed by Robert Wise, and this surprised me because the films are very different in tone and story. I think they are. Well, have you not seen them? I was just wondering, do you, Mr. Black Wonder and co-host 3000, know of any two movies that you have seen and been surprised that they have been directed by the same person? Thanks, guys, and keep up the good thought. Fucking.
Oh, of course.
I was just thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
Ron Howard, he directs all these really ranging anywhere from Hollywood geared for give me an Oscar type dramas to blockbuster children's entertainment, and you can run the gamut in between to autobiographies that are not at all like based they're not all truthful to the person that is based on, but they're big crowd pleasers. Anyway, he makes, just to say this, he makes movies that are safe in one form. They're either safe because they get a lot of critical praise and they are geared for Oscar time, or they're safe because they're guaranteed to get a lot of money in.
He directed Ed TV too.
What's that?
He directed Ed TV, right?
He directed which Ed TV?
Ed TV, yeah.
Did he direct Ed TV?
I think so.
Let me look that up.
And that is different than a lot of the other stuff he's done.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me look up his name because the movie that I'm thinking of, I can't really remember right now.
Okay.
And the reason, I'll tell you why I'm going to bring this movie up. Let me go ahead and type. What's that boy's name? Richie Cunningham? What's his name?
Richie Cunningham, yeah.
What? I just said his fucking name.
Yeah, you did.
What is his name?
Ron Howard?
Ron Howard.
Yeah.
My mind is fucking bad. Somebody's fucking. I thought it was good today.
I couldn't even.
Opie?
I know we both on the spot here.
I was like,
now, see, people, this is how bad
Ron
we are.
Howard, yeah.
See, we forget names right after we say them.
As soon as you say Richie Cunningham, I'm like, that's his name.
I wasn't even sure you were talking about Ron Howard.
That's what I get for playing so much.
I know him. Like, Richie Cunningham made another movie.
Look at Richie, yeah. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to see if he made Ed TV. God damn, man.
I think he did,
He has an extensive...
Trying to go down to the movies he's directed here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did Ed TV.
Well, I never saw that movie.
He did Ransom with who?
Mel
Gibson.
Mel the Madman Gibson.
Okay.
Far and away.
Now, even Ed TV is still kind of a comedy, big actor. It still can be kind of mainstream. The movie that he's done that is the most different from any movie that I've ever seen him do is The Missing. It was a Western, and it was like a dark Western, man.
Oh, shit? I never saw it.
It was a dark, violent Western, and not in tone of anything that Ron Howard has done. And I actually like the movie a lot.
Kind of like a Sam Peckinpah kind of dark? Like,
it gets close, violent? Man. Yeah, it had did you see it?
No.
It had, not to the violent, not like Sam Peckinpah, not like the Wild Bunch or anything like that. But it was disturbing violence. Like, there's a scene in here, I don't want to ruin the movie for anybody, but there's a scene in there, they don't show it, but just the thoughts that it puts in your head that it's disturbing. In the movie, they ride up on a horse and somebody's dead, buried up in like cattle skin, and there's an extinguished fire underneath them, and this person was like pretty much roasted to death. And a character comes out when they find them. This girl is disturbed, and she's just kind of like, I just wanted the screaming to stop. I just wanted the screaming to stop. You know, this was like Jesus Christ. This is the man who did The Grinch. Yeah,
it was in between A Beautiful Mind and Cinderella Man.
Was it? Let me see.
Yeah. Look.
It was. Cinderella Man and A Beautiful Mind. It was in between those. And Cinderella Man came like 2 years later. Let me see if I can find out who was in this movie. Yeah, it was Tommy Lee Jones. It was Cate Blanchett. Rachel Wood.
Tommy Lee Jones was like this Indian guy.
He's half.
I saw this movie. Yeah.
And what happened is.
Oh, you didn't like it?
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
I liked the movie a lot. And what happened is this Indian comes in with like this pack of unscrupulous types, almost criminal types.
Yes.
They're a gang, a posse of these criminal type people, and they kidnap Kate Blanchett's daughter, and I forgot why they did it. And Kate Blanchett has to go out and find them to get her daughter back. Her daughter's played by Evan Rachel Wood, and her father, I think, who is either completely Indian or half Indian, comes in to help her out because he knows how to track these guys.
Oh, wow.
I like the movie. It is a very depressing film.
It is.
Yeah, it is a very dark film. Now, would you have guessed that Ron Howard?
No. I even saw this movie and didn't even know that Ron Howard directed it.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that would be my movie.
Oh shit. Well, yeah, that's
a lot of people in this movie too.
That's a hard one.
Aaron Eckhart in it, and Val Kilmer.
No,
Val Kilmer was in it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I like to check it out. That's a hard question. It's a good question.
It is a good question.
The only one that's coming to mind right now is Sam Raimi when he directed the film with Billy Bob Thornton.
Well,
he did two movies. He did
For the Love of the Game.
For the Love of the Game, and the one he did
Simple
with Billy
Plan.
Bob, Simple Plan.
That's a great answer.
That was an amazing movie, though.
Simple Plan was
depressing as hell.
Yeah,
but
I mean, yeah, where before we all knew Sam Raimi for his dynamic, crazy camera angles and his wacky, just nutty characters.
Yeah.
And with that one, it's played so straight laced and the story wise so good, but it's also so depressing. I mean, it's
takes
a very
you to the
serious
edge of
film.
wanting to kill
you just
yourself.
think that you would not expect Sam Raimi, director of Evil Dead 2 and even Darkman, to make a film like that, to where he really had to like just go to the basic steps of filming a film, which is not doing anything crazy or dynamic, just telling a good story and having these characters like really be characters, like characters that you can believe in. And the situation itself is just amazing. If anybody hasn't seen that, please go see that film.
it's amazing. Yeah, it's a great film.
Yeah, A Simple Plan is amazing.
1998.
Oh shit, yeah, probably.
Yeah,
so.
I love that movie. It was one of my favorite movies that year. And For the Love of the Game, now that was Sam Raimi also. Right?
That's Sam. Yeah, that's another film where
it's not as good as I mean, it was a straightforward romance movie. And
It's a well-told, baseball film. It's one of the few baseball films that's almost like a good date movie too.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
It's a cross between a romantic film and a sports film in a way.
I know he did that because of his love for baseball. But that's all I knew about that film.
He did for love of the game, for love of the game.
Oh, and let's not forget for love and the love of the game and sex and let's not forget David Lynch, who directed all these weird, crazy movies and then did a rated G. I don't know if it's a family movie, but it was definitely a very straightforward, inoffensive drama, The Straight Story.
I thought you were going to say Dune.
No. The Straight Story was the one with the old guy with the crack going around.
That's the only movie of his I haven't really seen. I've wanted to see it, and it's just one of those movies I
think it was released through Disney.
Yeah, but it had a limited release. I remember seeing it like in an art house, like theater, like at least
that was a good movie.
Kind of came and went, but yeah, I'd love to see that.
Now, let me see. We have a question here from Hal Jordan. And it said, quick LDT question,
Green
bitches. Green Lantern.
Green Lanterns,
bitches,
Hal
man.
Jordan. Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's you guys.
Hal Jordan don't talk like that.
Greetings,
He didn't know me.
What's that?
That's you guys. You're the bitches.
He
didn't know me.
He's like,
Yes.
you ain't talking to me.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I'm Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
He better not be.
Okay, it says, greetings, black man and robot.
Yes, greetings.
Greetings to you, sir. From Earth. The current production of the Walking Dead miniseries, now this is how he's writing it. It could be a pretty successful adaptation. God damn, people, check y'all's grammar. My question is, can you think of any films in the past that would have turned out better if made into a series instead of feature film? Mine would have been The Watchmen. Fuck. I'm not saying that is my answer, but that probably after some thought would have been my answer.
That's a great answer.
Because we have always said ourselves,
about that.
Watchmen should have been an HBO series.
That's true. As much as I'm probably the only one ever. As much as I like that film, it probably would have been better to really flesh out those characters and that story in an HBO series. Yeah, that would be a dream. Even with the talk of World War Z, when the whole news broke out about Walking Dead, and seeing just how amazing the stills have looked, especially from the zombies, I've just been blown away by every production still, at least with the zombies, how they look and how they're actually going to shoot it on film, I'm like, wow.
They're going to shoot it on Super 16, and they say it's probably going to be the most violent thing on cable. They have to see.
Yeah.
If you read the book, you remember that scene that tore that horse?
Oh, yeah, dude.
They say that's in the movie.
That's in the
TV show.
They said they're keeping they're keeping it pretty close to that first book. It's going to be all in there. So I can't fucking wait. But just hearing that news and seeing how much hard work and just into the effects that they're doing with that. All I can think about is if they ever plan on doing World War Z, just turn it into a fucking HBO series, please. I mean, just do that.
Can you think of anything that you've seen
that
before?
I've seen? No, because it's. Oh, fuck.
Well, there was The Shining, which
yeah,
was actually made.
But that's unfortunately that's my only other problem with TV is that when it goes wrong, it goes really wrong. Like with it, it is one of those. If it was it was a TV movie, but I can only imagine if they were to take those Stephen King stories and try to make them now with at least a director like Frank Darabont, like what he did with The Mist, do a better version of like it. And even The Stand, I love. But no, a movie, that's tough. Because I'm like, how many movies lend themselves to, think, an ongoing series?
I'm trying to think of that, too, and think of it in this terms. Is there anything that was adapted from a book that was continuously going that probably should have been a TV series?
Wow.
Whether it be a novel or a comic book?
Yeah, that's still tough. Comic book? No.
Have you seen anything that was made into a movie? Because Watchmen is the thing. I thought
Watchmen is the only thing, only because we know how extensive that book is and how they tried to condense it to even a 3-hour movie. But, that's a fucking good question, too. Damn. I'm trying to think. Well, all I can think of, because I'm trying to think about the bad movies, which any book adaptation that's been made into a bad film. I can't even think of that. As far as something like that I really enjoyed.
Watchmen is the one that screamed at me that said, man, this should be
right
a miniseries or a TV series. But I can think of some shows some movies they tried to turn into TV shows that they should have they could have been better TV shows and probably should have been done before they made the sequels.
Yeah,
I know they did a RoboCop cartoon. I think they even did a RoboCop TV show.
No, there was like 3 incarnations of a RoboCop like TV movies. Actually,
wow,
that were so bad nobody ever saw them, but they looked terrible.
Yeah, the actual movies got worse and worse as they went.
They got about as bad as they're doing them on TV now.
Tell you what I would like to see. They did Tales from the Crypt. I would love to see HBO try to tackle Weird Science.
Yeah.
Because not the Weird Science, the movie from the 80s, Weird Science, with the Oingo Boingo soundtrack, Danny Elfman and all. I'm thinking, because just today I was reading a collection of EC Weird Science books.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, and I was thinking,
I have a lot of those, and Tales from the Crypt.
That could be a nice, campy sort of attempt at doing a different turn on like the Outer Limits.
Yeah, even though there was a series that just came out, it was kind of like. Remember the Master of Horrors that came out on Showtime, I think? Yeah. They tried to do that on NBC. I can't think of it. I think it's called Skeleton something. But it was a short-lived series. There weren't that many episodes, but it was in the same vein, the exact same vein as Master of Horrors, where they got like Stuart Gordon. They actually got like good directors. Brent Anderson, who directed the Machinist, he directed an episode where they tried to do like horror on TV, where sometimes it doesn't work, especially when you have like NBC, where I thought they did a good job trying to get away with some of the gore that they tried to do.
Yeah.
But still, though, it's like that usually can turn really bad because they'll try to do too much gore where there's no story, there's no real character development, and they try to scare you with the jump scares, and that just doesn't work on TV. So. I was thinking about Dune. As much as I have like a guilty pleasure with the David Lynch version of Dune. I would love to see somebody do a really great adaptation on TV, but they've already done that. They've done that with several of the books, and it's just hard with it depends on who's doing it too, as far as and how much money they want to like invest in a series like that.
And you know something? I mean, I steered us off their question because they say there's some movies that were already made that should have been TV series, and I'm trying to think. I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, people, that's one of those questions.
I think.
Me.
I think people would probably have better answers than us because honestly,
that's a good thing. I want people, you give us some of your answers and answer this person's question because right now I know I'm probably going to think of something.
How about later. This is such a good question. We probably should really think about it, and maybe we should come back to it next week.
It's a good question. Got me stumped. I'm trying to think, and people give your choices so we can steal some of them.
Yeah. I love stealing.
All right, we got some dude with a Russian name. I'm not going to even try to read this shit. Thought fucking question about movie series. What are some movies which you saw and thought they had a lot of potential to become huge franchises, but they either never did anything with it or they simply fucked it up? Okay, no Star Wars answer. For me, it would be The Matrix. Good answer right there. That's one we would probably be on our one amazing movie, but everything that followed, movies and video games, sucked. P.S. Have you seen the music video Alejandro by Lady Gaga? No, have not.
All right.
You know something? Sammy, could you think of anything for that last question?
That last question, could you think of
for the series? No, I was pretty stumped.
Yeah, got me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We just mentioned one. Oh, I just mentioned one that could have been a great franchise, but they fucked it up. RoboCop.
Yep. RoboCop.
Yes.
Easily. RoboCop. Cloverfield.
Cloverfield?
Oh, wait, they haven't made it a franchise yet.
Well, they tried. Well, I thought they were trying to. I thought they were trying to develop a second one.
Well, I think they mean like the movie actually came out.
Okay. Okay. Movie came out. Okay. Yeah, RoboCop's a good one.
I mean, they really messed that up, man.
Yeah. I can't believe they even got to make a third one.
I know.
Frank Miller fucked up that second one.
I know.
God, Lee, what's another good one? Woo. Yeah, RoboCop's the only one that's coming to mind. The Crow.
Yes. Great answer.
Yeah. Crow.
Yeah, I mean, The Crow, that was... Talk about a major fuck up on the second movie, the City of Angels. City
of Angels, which actually, when that came out, I actually kind of liked it for some reason, but I think I was really holding on to that. To the original. And when I saw it, the second time I saw it, I was like, what was I thinking?
It didn't make any sense. It was like...
It didn't, no.
It was supposed to be in L.A., but L.A. looked like it was like after a nuclear holocaust or something.
It was like abandoned. It was like there was hardly anybody in there except the Crow and the villains. And that was it. I was like, really?
That's a good answer, though, man. That's a great answer.
Yeah, the Crow.
And the reason why I think we give these answers, both of our answers, is because... You wonder, was it that hard to really? I mean, you really have to go out of your way to kind of fuck these up,
right. Even though I know Brandon Lee was dead, but I mean, you could.
But the Crow itself was a kind of character that could like carry on. They could have got another spirit.
How could we forget? Well, no, that doesn't count.
Why? What is it? I'm curious.
I was gonna say The Punisher, but they didn't even. That
was not even a sequel. That was like 2 movies.
Yeah, they couldn't get either one of those right. No. Let's see.
Boondock Saints.
Because I keep hearing that second one's pretty terrible.
It's pretty bad. And
you saw it?
Yeah, I started seeing it. I started watching it, and it was just crap. I have it. I downloaded it, and still no.
Paid for that download, right, Sammy?
Yes, it was legal, completely kosher.
Yeah. Damn, what else? There's man, if only I had access to my DVD collections right now, I would love to see. I'm sure it's gonna hit me.
I mean, there's a lot
soon,
of. I can think of some more if I really put some thought into it, but I think we gave some sufficient answers.
Yeah, no, it's good enough for you.
Yeah, but it's a fun question to think of because I know there's some others. For me, I think. For me personally, I know this. I'm going to answer the question because I'm going to be very unpopular with my answer. But I thought that for me, they've taken a movie that I thought was great and made it into a cartoon, and that movie would be Die Hard. Yeah, that first film is so great, and everything after that is just so implausible and so cartoonish.
I'm kind of a parody of itself.
Oh yeah, I'm just like, stop.
The second one was just fucking terrible. Yeah,
I'd say I don't. A lot of people like that second one. I don't. What? I don't like. I kind of like the third one. I'm not a big fan. But the only reason why I like it is because Samuel Jackson entertained me.
No, he was fun. I remember it being just a fun movie, but
I still don't think it's that good of a movie. Yeah. I'm tired of it. I thought I don't know how you could have made that into a franchise, but you could have done something with that character other than this is what I thought about that series. You could have taken the John McCain character and probably made it to where he naturally got into more dangerous situations, but not like this when he's stopping terrorists again and all.
It turned into a goddamn Simpsons episode. Is what
he could have been a badass cop that actually, we followed maybe like the adventures of him on his job where it made sense.
Yeah. Whenever you got like SNL and Mad TV,
like a magnet for terrorists.
Whenever you got SNL and Mad TV doing like parodies of your series, you're probably taking a wrong step. Even though I did like Die Hard 4, but I was like, I like it, but it's so ridiculous. It might as well be set in the Transformers universe. Yeah, people are like jumping, dodging fucking missiles. And
if you want to know
John
a franchise,
McClane fucking against a goddamn jet fighter.
Yeah. And if you want to, if you want to know a franchise, I think I don't know if this was the question, but a franchise for me, I think they fucked up from the very beginning. Is Transformers.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah. Oh, Flash Gordon. That's a I like that Flash Gordon. I was surprised they didn't try to do more. Honestly, but as far as
what's one that got it right, like all three, because that's probably
Toy
what's
Story.
hardest.
Toy Story.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's our answer. No,
okay.
That's
anybody ever asked that? That's our answer. That's our only answer until the next Batman comes out.
Yeah,
Batman has been good. The Dark Knight. Yeah.
As much as I love Inception, I'm still fucking worried to death about the next Batman film.
Hey, the first two have been awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I'm praying to God, man.
We're all praying to everybody.
I'm praying to Allah, anybody. And that last
Galactus,
you got that one.
I'm praying to baloney.
Anybody. Shit,
Oscar
anything.
Mayer.
Will this person? Did this person get their page removed? Oh no, I clicked on his icon. I'm supposed to click on the question. Fucking up, co-host.
Shit, man. Don't be fucking up.
This is from This is from Reborn MCW. Reborn. Question for LTD.
Respawn.
Long-time fan, maybe second-time writer.
Oh, what?
Maybe, I don't know. At the point in my life where I got a man up, 20 years old, ain't got much to my name. Just wanted to know what important.
Tell me your problems.
Shut up.
Get to your fucking question.
That'll be one of our T-shirts, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Just wanted to know what important decisions did you make to become what you are today. If that's too personal, I can understand, but I would appreciate it. Thanks, man. You know what? I don't know if we can.
I don't know.
We've answered this question so many times. Drink your milk, stay in school.
Yeah, stay out of jail.
Stay out of jail.
Do drugs.
Stay out of jail because if you're in jail, you can't do shit.
Stay on drugs.
Yeah.
Keep away from school.
Drink your drugs.
That's a very broad question. I mean, to make me who I am today, or you, Sammy, anybody.
I don't hear that.
I mean, there's so many. What would you like to know specifically? You don't know what made us do what we're doing right now for our jobs.
Did you go to school to do this course?
Yeah,
I always get that. Did you go to school?
I mean, look, I guess I can answer.
It's a bachelor's in spillology.
Yeah, spillology.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Let me put it this way, man. You ask, what can you do? Because you don't have anything going for in your life. Get the fuck up and do something. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is.
Hey,
I mean,
talking
exactly,
to a fucking talking to a recorder and record yourself and put it out on the internet. See if anybody gives a shit.
I mean, but just find something that's passionate in your life. Find something you like to do. And then make a serious effort to get up and do it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. If you don't want to do it, then you're not going to do it. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Because people like us, we just do it. We don't think about it. It just kind of happens. I mean,
you listen to this podcast, right? I mean, we just talk about whatever. We just do. Yeah. We're like the Joker.
Yeah.
We just do.
Yeah. We just are. I don't know.
We just are.
Pirates now.
We are.
We are.
We be pirates.
We are the ones.
You want to read one more?
Yes. Yeah, actually,
these are some good questions.
Some great questions tonight.
Oh,
what happened? Don't scare me like that.
Super salad.
Super salad. I remember you.
Is it a tough salad?
It says
work there.
Fresh thought for fucking. I know there's movies you reviewed and later thought you were generous with the rating. Terminator 4, Indiana Jones 4. Yes, and you were correct about that. But are there any movies you reviewed and later thought the movie deserved a higher rating?
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been, and I'm trying to think of some right now, because I know I've walked out and said, you know what, I've seen this movie again, or upon further thought, damn, these people are giving us some questions so good that we can't even get an answer. y'all giving us two questions too good.
You got to do some research.
You fucking with us, right? You know, this is like reverse mind fucking. This is reverse thought fucking.
That's right.
Y'all fucking our thoughts.
We're both gonna get mad because we gotta think about it.
I know, shit. We gotta think.
It's like a lot of dead air going on.
We just wanted to have a good time.
You're gonna be able to smell the smoke from my brain.
There's a lot of speaker and going on. Oh, I can name one. I can name one exactly. Yeah. And this is a perfect example because I tell this all the time when it comes to something like this. I've answered this question without being asked before. Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
I like Jackie Brown from the beginning.
I did not. I was one of those
I knew a lot of people like you, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, honestly, I was one of those people who was expecting another Pulp Fiction. Right. Walked in there, didn't get what I wanted, and I was so wrong about that. Jackie Brown is a movie that I can watch over and over and over again, man. I love that movie.
Yeah, I appreciate it. When I saw it, actually a buddy of mine recommended it to me because I didn't see it when it came out in the theaters, but I heard enough about people and their reactions towards it when the people who did see it, where they were like you. They were like, it's no Pulp Fiction, and I just, it was just okay. And my friend was like, you got to watch it. Don't think of it as like another Pulp Fiction at all. Just think of it, just pay attention to the story, what's going on, and the characters. And I did, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. But it was hard though watching because I'm waiting for like that one line to be quotable. You know, you're waiting for that one scene to blow you away like Pulp Fiction did, and it didn't. But the thing is, I'm like, well, if I get it out of my mind and just appreciate the movie for what it is, I really thoroughly enjoyed it.
And it's full of characters. Like it's got a lot of really cool characters.
Yeah, there are a lot of rich characters in that movie actually. Yeah. Wow. You know, here's a movie that I didn't like when I first saw it. It's The Way of the Gun. Where you know what? When I saw that, I hated it. I fucking despised that movie. I never reviewed it, but I fucking hated it. And I even argued with a friend of mine about not liking it because he really did. And he was like, dude, it's just one of those movies where you're not. My problem with the movie was that you didn't like any of those characters. You didn't like any of them at all. You liked it
afterwards?
But after he kind of told me, he's like, you know what? It's just one of those movies where you're not supposed to like any of the characters. He just kind of told me simply like that. So I went back and I revisited it. And shockingly, I really enjoyed the fuck out of it the second time. I was honestly blown away while I'm like, yeah, I'm not supposed to like these characters. But for some reason, I'm seeing it in a new light. Only because I was looking for somebody to really root for. But then again, I was like, these are all bad characters, but there's a point to this movie, and I kind of see it that way, and I enjoyed it. And then that's it. Yeah. Shockingly,
maybe I need to watch that again.
You honestly watch it again, watch the performances. Watching it the second time around, it was honestly watching a new movie for me.
So I wanted to like it because it had Benicio del Toro in it.
Yeah, you know what? He's great. Yeah, watching it again, I paid attention to the performances and how just vile those characters were, and I really
that was directed by the guy who wrote The Usual Suspect, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
No, I don't even remember the question, right?
Now, there are plenty of movies that I think about that I gave a review that should have been a lot worse. Like, I'll always regret not giving a fuck you to Sex and the City, honestly. Part 2.
Didn't I give that a fuck you?
I think you. I don't know who. I think maybe you did give it a fuck you.
I hated that movie, man.
Yeah.
Sex and the City Part 2.
I hated it about as much as you did, and it wasn't until I really thought about it after the review where I was just thinking, how come I didn't give that a fuck you? That was a pretty vile movie, and maybe just because the direction of it wasn't as bad. I've seen far worse. I have seen far worse films, but just when I think about those characters and what they represented and just how they're portrayed and the story that they were trying to tell, I was like, why would anyone invest their time in something like this? And honestly, I should have given it a fuck you.
Maybe I didn't, if I didn't, I'm thinking I should have gave it a fuck you.
Yeah, I know. There's been a few movies where I've like the rating should have been a lot worse.
And I will continue to apologize for Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones 4. You know what?
I'm the same way too. I think I did. I think I gave that a good review, and it's funny because I'd never revisited that film ever again.
I have.
I didn't want to.
Even before I saw it again, I thought, man, why did I do that? And then saw it again, I was like, I almost slapped myself in the face. I was like, what was I thinking?
Well, it happens sometimes. Carl Carlisle said something on a couple of Coens years ago. Years ago, it hadn't been that long. Yeah, I think on the first show. No, but he talked about how there's times when you watch a movie. He was talking about an article that some reviewer wrote that I found pretty fascinating when he was telling the story where when you're watching a film, you soak it up that first time. And usually when we watch these films, we immediately come and we do the review. We do the review fresh as soon as we see them. There's a lot of times when, those films will really soak in where the more you think about it, you start to change certain opinions. Either you thought you liked certain things, and then you realize that you forget about them. So therefore, maybe those scenes weren't that good. The ones that you liked or enjoyed, or you see a movie a second time, you don't enjoy it. But he just thought what he was talking about was the process of seeing a movie for the first time, and how sometimes you need to let it really sink in before you just jump into a review, just give some time for your brain to really register it all in. Yeah. To give somebody an honest opinion about it. Where I'm like that sometimes.
Well, I think for me, it's one of those movies where, and the reason why I really apologize for it, and I think that was a movie that was a turning point for me, and I didn't really do this before. I don't know why I did it for this, but I was riding off of nostalgia of Indiana Jones. When I came out of there, I was just kind of like, I don't know, but I heard everybody talking about, oh man, it's Indiana Jones, and everybody was talking about how much they liked, and I let other people's opinions, even though they weren't bullying me, I'll let myself be bullied by hearing other people's thoughts, and I just kind of gave in to peer pressure, and I was just like, shit.
Hey man, it fucking happens. I did that with, like I said, I did that with Crow 2. Because I was riding off the nostalgia of the first one, just because I felt like I had some part of that movie for making it the first movie. Yeah. I was like, when that came out, I was like going, wow, everyone needs to see this film. The visuals of it is incredible. Just Brandon Lee is great in it. So when the second movie came out, I felt like I was still rooting for that movie. And watching it again the second time, I was like, oh God, what was I thinking? Why did I give it such a good review? And the same thing goes for Spawn. When Spawn came out, remember when Spawn came out? And you know who really loved
wanted
it.
That to begin.
Leon loved it.
Yeah, and you know what? I was right. I was kind of right there with him, where I liked it.
Well,
too.
I remember that because in the car, I think even Adrian was with us, and everybody kind of jumped on me because I was the one that was like, I hate this movie.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, everyone was jumping on you, and I was like, look, I enjoyed it for what it was, and I thought John Leguizamo the clown was great. And then like the more I saw that movie, the more I was like, what in the fuck was I drinking that night? What was I fucking thinking? What was going on in my head? I mean, wow, that is a movie where you watch that movie now on VHS. You gave me a copy of it. You gave me a copy of it on VHS.
I did?
For one of my birthdays. I remember. Yeah, because I was like, oh wow, I felt bad because you did give me the copy, and it was based because I liked it.
I thought you liked it.
When I saw that VHS copy, I was like, oh, thanks a lot, dude. And then I was like.
And when I turned my back, you were like,
I hate watching this movie. And I watched that VHS copy, and dude, after that movie left the theaters, they added so much shit to that film to try to make it more appealing, I guess. They even, in some scenes, they even gave him the cape. They gave him a red cape. That wasn't even in the theatrical version, but that is a movie where I will always feel like a fucking idiot.
Great soundtrack, though.
I went to see that film and was completely let down. And it had so much hype, at least in some little circles.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not going to linger on this answer, but one movie that I didn't like that much at first, and I actually like a lot, I got it pulled up here, is Quadrophenia. It's The Who. So another rock opera by them. And I'd seen Tommy first, so I was expecting another Tommy.
Fucking Tommy's incredible.
Tommy is incredible. No, Tommy's incredible, but Quadrophenia, I kind of like a little bit more than Tommy now.
I need to see that.
You should see it. Yeah. You should watch that Sting in it and a bunch of mods and whatnot. Man, you should watch it. I
love The Who.
Film. I never. Yeah, it's a very little noticed film, at least from my experience. I don't ever hear anybody talking about Quadrophenia.
I never heard anybody talk about it, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Hear about Tommy all day long.
Yeah. Tommy's incredible, though. Tommy's a masterpiece. Yeah. But anyway, man, I think that's gonna be it.
Is that it?
I think it is. Let me see. It's
always a fun time when I get to do this, Sammy. I bet you don't know that, huh?
You don't know.
How long did you
tell nobody about that shit?
Like you don't know. You don't realize. Let me.
You know how I became who I am? Fuck
You
if
became
I
a
know.
robot.
Fuck if I know.
I thought you were gonna say fucking thoughts.
Yeah.
All right.
Just living day by day like Rambo.
Rambo. I almost mentioned that at the end.
How you live day by day.
Okay, here's a question.
one
real
last
quick.
question.
One last question from Babaloo Jack. Babaloo.
Babaloo, hey!
Babaloo.
Miss Babaloo Jack.
Just want to know
Great
your
guy.
thoughts on the upcoming prequel and sequel to Wreck, Genesis and Apocalypse.
Woo!
Cheers.
That's a good question.
Well, so far they got a good track record. I think, even though I don't like the second one as much as everybody, and actually that's probably one of those movies where I probably will like it more after seeing it again.
Seeing it again.
Yeah.
I hope so, Corey, because I fucking loved it.
I did too.
I didn't love it as much as the first one. No,
Yeah.
I won't ever say I did, but I liked it. I enjoyed the fuck out of that film. And with these two films coming up, I am a little worried. I mean, just because I'm worried about them as much as I'm worried about the Dark Knight, the Batman movie.
Yeah, you love those movies.
Because I love them and I want them to keep succeeding as far as the quality and the story and as far as the just the direction of it, the camera work, the atmosphere of it. I hope they get it all right. I'm really rooting for these guys because honestly, I mean, I have to give them so much credit. Even if these movies just aren't as good, I can't take anything away from that first movie. Because you turned me on that movie. That movie fucking blew me away, dude.
Yeah, no, I like the second one. It just took a different slant than I wanted it to go. But a lot of people love that. And then actually the atmosphere is growing on me. I'm looking forward to these two movies because that direction that they took with this, with that second film that I didn't like, I think will actually make more sense when they make the prequel and the sequel. They'll create this whole world that finally fits for me. And I'm also looking to see what it's going to be like because they're directed by two brothers, and one's going to direct the prequel, and the other's going to direct the sequel. I like to see how that experiment's going to work.
I'm really excited to see how that's going to turn out, and it just gives me something to look forward to. I mean, as far as just some competent filmmakers doing something they care about.
Hell yeah. So anyway, man,
that's it. Is that it?
Boy.
That's it, kids.
Y'all fucked our thoughts for a change. You got me tired.
Fucked my head.
Good. All right,
Jesus,
punk ass people.
That's
hey, Sammy,
right.
Thanks for coming in.
That's right.
Give
Sammy.
a testimony.
It was fun.
Entertaining us with your testimonies of craziness.
Yeah.
Corey's part.
It's true. It's all true.
Yeah, people. So we will just we'll talk to you next time.
That's right, you bozos. Sammy, record that shit next time, all right? So we can have something to listen
Oh yeah. It's probably as for the transcripts from
My crazy
Ruben.
rants.
Try not to get killed while you do it.
Good evening, people.
Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper!